Part 1, the rifle that outsmarts the AR-15. Everyone talks about the AR-15. It's the symbol of modern American firepower. Sleek, customizable, and battle-tested. But here's the truth hardly anyone admits. There's another rifle that quietly outperforms it in ways most shooters completely overlook. This isn't about hype or brand loyalty. It's about practicality. Because while politicians, media pundits, and influencers argue over the AR-15, there's a rifle that's easier to maintain, cheaper to shoot, and every bit as capable in real-world situations. And if you care about reliability, affordability, and staying prepared without breaking the bank, you might realize this alternative rifle is actually the smarter choice for most Americans today. So, forget the marketing, forget the politics. Let's break down why this underrated platform might just be the real rifle every prepared citizen should own. Part 2, why the AR-15 isn't always the best option. Let's be honest, the AR-15 checks a lot of boxes: modular, light, and backed by a huge aftermarket. But popular doesn't always mean best for everyone. There are practical downsides that too many people gloss over when choosing a primary defensive or homestead rifle. First, maintenance matters. The AR platform runs well when it's cleaned and built with quality parts. Left neglected or fed cheap ammunition, it can be temperamental. For a rifle you expect to rely on in high-stress situations or during long-term storage, ease of upkeep is a major factor. And that's one area where other platforms shine. Second, cost of ownership adds up. Optics, upgraded triggers, handguards, muzzle devices. The AR lifestyle can quickly balloon your budget. Not everyone needs a top-of-the-line parts kit. Many Americans want a dependable rifle they can buy, train with, and maintain without draining time or money. Third, recoil and ergonomics aren't a one-size-fits-all deal. The AR is shootable for many, but some shooters, especially smaller-framed users, seniors, and recoil-sensitive people, find other designs more comfortable and controllable for fast follow-ups and extended practice. Fourth, legal and political pressure is real. The AR-15 is a lightning rod in public debates and regulatory proposals. Owning a platform that's constantly in the crosshairs can complicate travel, transfer, and resale, especially in states with aggressive restriction efforts. Finally, mission-specific efficiency matters. For certain roles, camp defense, hunting, rural patrol, or simple, long-term ownership, a different rifle can deliver equal performance with fewer headaches. That rifle might not be as customizable or trendy, but it offers practical durability, lower running costs, and simpler logistics. Bottom line, the AR-15 is an excellent tool for many tasks, but it isn't the universal answer. The rest of this video will show you which rifle outperforms the AR in the key areas that matter for everyday Americans: reliability, cost, simplicity, and long-term value. Part 3, the rifle that wins. The modern AK platform. Yes, really. All right, here's the pivot. The rifle I'm talking about isn't glamorous, and it doesn't have the AR's cult following. But the modern AK platform, think updated AK variants, not beat-up imports, is the practical, everyday rifle that outshines the AR for most Americans' real needs. Why the AK platform? Because it nails the fundamentals that matter when you strip away hype. Unmatched reliability. The AK was designed to keep firing when everything else stops working. Dirt, mud, rust, sand, loose tolerances, and a simple gas system let it keep going when maintenance has been spotty or conditions are rough. Simplicity of operation and maintenance. Field stripping in AK is straightforward. Fewer delicate small parts, no picky buffer tubes or timing issues to fuss over. That simplicity matters if you expect long-term ownership or plan to store a rifle for years. Affordable to buy and to run. Quality AK pattern rifles and parts are plentiful at a lower price point than equivalent AR builds. Ammunition like 7.62 X39 is often cheaper per round than many AR cartridges, which makes training and practice less painful on the wallet. Durable magazines and parts availability. Sturdy steel magazines, wide aftermarket compatibility, and robust internals mean you won't be constantly swapping fragile components. Local gunsmiths and small shops can often fix AKs without exotic tools. Tolerance for varied ammo. AKs usually handle a wider range of ammunition reliably, from budget surplus to modern commercial defensive loads, without the cycling or feeding issues some ARs see with low-quality rounds. Psychological and legal practicality. In some regions, the AR is a lightning rod politically. An AK pattern rifle can draw less attention while providing comparable capability for rural defense, homesteading, or prepper uses. I'll be clear, I'm not saying everybody dump your ARs. The AR platform has undeniable strengths. Ergonomics, modularity, and accuracy potential are all real. But for a lot of Americans looking for a single, dependable rifle they can buy, train with, and rely on in messy, real-world situations, a modern AK ticks more boxes with less fuss. Before we move on, remember, choose a reputable modern manufacturer or a properly rebuilt example, not a mystery surplus rifle pulled out of a barn, and always follow local laws, safe storage practices, and training requirements. Part 4, Real-World Tests, where the AK outshines the AR. Let's get practical, not theoretical. In real-world conditions, a few clear trends keep showing up when you pit a modern AK against a typical AR. 1. Performance in dirty conditions. Drop both rifles in mud, sand, or grit, and the AK keeps cycling. Its looser tolerances and simple gas bolt design shrug off debris that can gum up an AR's tighter running parts. In environments where cleaning is impossible every range trip, that reliability is priceless. 2. Running a wide range of ammo. AK pattern rifles are famously forgiving. They'll run through cheap surplus, middling commercial rounds, and premium defensive ammo without the picky-feeding behavior some ARs show. If you're buying bulk practice ammo or relying on whatever's available, the AK's tolerance for variance matters. 3. Heat and sustained fire. Sustained strings of fire heat a rifle up fast. The AK's design handles long bursts with less perceived sensitivity, no delicate timing or buffer woes to troubleshoot mid-event. For simple defensive drills or extended practice, that means fewer stoppages and less downtime. 4. Magazine durability and logistics. Steel and proven polymer, AK magazines survive drops, mud, and rough handling. They're cheap, replaceable, and widely available. That logistics advantage, sturdy mags you can buy in bulk for low cost, adds up when you're prepping for long-term readiness, not weekend range play. 5. Ease of maintenance in the field. Field strip an AK anywhere. No special tools, no delicate springs hiding in weird places. That ease translates to quicker inspections, faster fixes, and lower skill required for basic upkeep. Big for households where a single person is responsible for prepping multiple firearms. 6. Cost to own and train with. From purchase price to ammo cost, the AK often comes out ahead. Lower per round costs make more training affordable. When your objective is regular practice so your family stays proficient, that economics is a real operational advantage. 7. Ruggedness over time. Drop tests, corrosion resistance with basic care, and tolerance for neglect. AKs are built to keep working for years even with minimal pampering. For a set-it-and-forget-it defensive rifle or a trusted homestead tool, that built-in toughness beats a delicately optimized AR that demands more attention. 8. Simplicity under stress. Under stress, simple equals predictable. The AK's fewer moving parts and blunt force functionality reduce the number of failure modes a shooter needs to worry about in a high-stress scenario. That predictability matters much more than theoretical accuracy when seconds count. That said, the AK isn't perfect. It trades some ergonomics, fine accuracy at long ranges, and aftermarket customization for plain, dependable function. But when you measure performance in the messy, imperfect conditions most Americans will actually face, the AK's strengths become advantages, not compromises. Part 5. Practical considerations, training, ammunition, and legal realities. Choosing a rifle isn't just about specs on a brochure. It's about how you'll use it, how you'll train with it, and whether you can legally and practically keep it over the long haul. Here's what to think about if you're considering swapping an AR for a modern AK pattern rifle. 1. Training that matches reality. Buy the rifle you plan to train with. Muscle memory only sticks if you practice with the exact platform and ammo you'll rely on. That means dry fire, live fire, manipulations, reloads, and malfunction drills with the AK you own. The AK's heavier controls and different ergonomics require repetition to be fast and smooth, but once you put in the reps, those simple controls are a huge asset under stress. 2. Ammo selection and ballistics. 7.62 on X39, the AK's common round, behaves differently than 5.56. It has more mass and different terminal performance, which can be an advantage at moderate ranges and in barrier penetration scenarios. But it's also heavier and a bit slower, so consider the trade-offs for your intended mission: home defense, hunting, or range training. Practice with the defensive loads you plan to trust and pattern them if you're concerned about overpenetration. 3. Magazine and parts logistics. AK magazines are cheap, rugged, and easy to source. Keep a few extras on hand and practice loading them quickly. For repairs, the AK's straightforward design means parts and gunsmithing are often less expensive and more accessible than for specialized AR builds. Still, buy quality magazines and reputable parts to avoid failures from counterfeit or poorly made products. 4. Maintenance routine. The AK forgives neglect, but that doesn't mean never clean it. Regular basic maintenance, wiping the bore, checking the gas system, and ensuring the bolt and carrier move cleanly will extend life and keep function flawless. Learn simple field maintenance that you can do in under 10 minutes. That's often enough to prevent common issues. 5. Legal and practical ownership issues. Laws vary by state and locality. The political spotlight on assault-style rifles makes certain configurations sensitive in some places. Know your local regulations on features, magazine capacities, and transport. An AK pattern rifle may avoid some of the AR-specific restrictions in certain jurisdictions, but don't assume it's universally simpler. Always verify compliance before purchasing. 6. Accessories and ergonomics. Modern AKs come with rails, improved stocks, and better triggers than old-school models. Invest in a decent optic that matches your engagement distances, a comfortable stock or brace if legal in your area, and simple sling solutions for retention. Don't overdo it. The AK's value is in simplicity, so add only what enhances usability and reliability. 7. Cost of long-term readiness. Budget for training ammo, spare mags, and routine upkeep. One of the AK's biggest advantages is that keeping it mission-ready is affordable. You can train more often because rounds cost less. That creates better shooters and more confidence across the household. Bottom line, if you commit to an AK as your go-to rifle, commit to training with it, sourcing good magazines and ammo, and staying on top of the small maintenance tasks that keep it reliable, do that and you'll have a durable, low-drama rifle that serves well in everyday defensive and preparedness roles. Part 6. Choosing the right AK variant. What to buy and why. Picking an AK isn't one-size-fits-all. There are modernized imports, purpose-built domestic builds, and classic surplus options, each with trade-offs. Here's a practical roadmap to help you choose the one that actually fits your needs. 1. Decide your mission first. Daily driver. Home defense. Look for a compact, well-built modern AK with a comfortable stock, reliable sights, and a short barrel if legal in your area. Range trainer. General use. A standard-length AK with a smooth trigger and durable furniture will be easier to shoot well and cheaper to feed. Prepping, rugged use. Prioritize corrosion-resistant finishes, stamped steel simplicity, and proven magazines. Durability, optics, bells, and whistles. 2. Modern factory versus surplus. Pros and cons. New modern AKs, Century, Krebs, Arsenal, Zastava derivatives. Built with updated materials, improved ergonomics, optics-ready rails, and modern QA. They cost more, but give you fewer headaches and better parts support. Great for reliability without the guesswork. Refurbished, wash surplus pieces. Cheaper and historically tough, but variable. If you choose surplus, inspect the bore, receiver integrity, and parts provenance, and be ready to replace magazines and some internals. Good for budget builders who know what to check. 3. Caliber choices. What fits your use? 7.62 West 39, the classic AK round. Affordable, widely available, and effective out to typical engagement distances. Best all-around choice for most users. 5.45 Ice 39. Flatter shooting and lighter recoil. Good for shooters wanting easier follow-ups and slightly better flat trajectory. Ammo availability varies by market. Other calibers, e.g. 235-56 AK conversions, useful if you want AR comparable ammo compatibility, but often require specialized models and may lose some AK advantages. 4. Stocks, grips, and comfort upgrades. Choose a model with a comfortable stock and grip. You'll shoot more if it fits. Folding or adjustable stocks add versatility for storage or vehicle carry. Avoid models with poorly shaped grips. Swap them early if they reduce control. A simple ergonomic upgrade goes a long way for follow-up accuracy. 5. Optics and sights. Keep it practical. A low-power red dot, MIU-1X3X, mounted on a solid rail is perfect for typical AK engagement ranges. Avoid high-magnification glass unless you plan on precision shooting. Backup iron sights are non-negotiable. Make sure the optic mount is secure and repeatable. Sloppy mounts ruin zero under stress. 6. Magazine selection. Don't skimp. Buy quality magazines from reputable makers, steel or proven polymer. Cheap mags are the most common source of failures. Keep several spares rotated and practice fast reloads with the exact mags you'll carry. Reliability is as much magazine choice as rifle choice. 7. Brand and dealer recommendations. Favor manufacturers or builders with good customer service, parts availability, and warranties. Local vendors who stand behind their guns are a major plus. Read recent owner reports for the specific model year. AK designs evolve, and a positive review from last year may not match current production. 8. Practical budgeting. What to expect to spend. Entry-level solid AK, new, moderate price, decent QA, good for most buyers. High-end modern AK. Better triggers, premium finishes, and factory rails. Worth it if you want fewer upgrades later. Surplus. Cheapest up front, but allocate funds for new mags, a good optic mount, and potential repairs. 9. Final buying checklist. Quick. Verify function with several ammo types if you can. Inspect the bore, gas port, and receiver for obvious damage or corrosion. Confirm sight picture and comfortable cheek weld. Ensure the magazine locks and feeds smoothly. Check local laws for feature or magazine limits before purchase. Part 7. Maintenance, storage, and long-term care. Owning a dependable rifle isn't just about the day you buy it. It's about how you care for it over months and years. The AK is forgiving, but smart upkeep keeps it working when you need it most. Here's a practical, no-nonsense maintenance plan you can follow. 1. Basic after-range routine. 10 minutes that save you trouble. Right after a range session, spend a few minutes on these steps. Field strip and brush the bore with a patch or bore brush to remove fouling. Wipe the bolt, carrier, and receiver surfaces with a rag to remove carbon and grit. Lightly oil contact surfaces. Don't soak it. A thin film prevents rust and keeps parts moving. Doing this regularly prevents buildup from turning into malfunctions. 2. Monthly checkup or every few hundred rounds. Even if you don't shoot a lot, perform this checklist monthly. Inspect the gas system and gas tube for carbon buildup. Clean if necessary. Check the gas port and ensure it's clear. Look over springs, pins, and the firing pin for wear or deformation. Verify that the sights and optic mounts are tight and zeroed. These simple checks catch small problems before they become big ones. 3. Deep clean schedule, 3 times a year or after heavy use. For a thorough service, remove the bolt assembly fully and clean hard-to-reach spots. Scrub the bolt face, extractor, and carrier with solvent. Clean the barrel from the chamber out to avoid pushing debris back into the action. Remove heavy carbon from the gas block and piston area. Re-lubricate per manufacturer recommendations and reassemble. A deep clean keeps long-term wear to a minimum and preserves accuracy. 4. Storage best practices. Protecting the rifle you rely on. If you plan to store a rifle for months or years, use a desiccant, silica gel, in the gun safe to control humidity. Coat the bore and interior metal lightly with a corrosion inhibitor before long storage. Store the rifle unloaded, with the bolt closed, or as manufacturer recommends, and magazines separate. Rotate stored firearms. Bring them out, inspect, and run a few rounds every 6 to 12 months. That prevents surprises when you need them. 5. Magazines and ammo care. Don't forget the feed system. Magazines are often the weak link. Clean magazine lips and springs occasionally. Sand and grime build up fast. Don't leave magazines fully loaded decades at a time. Rotate them and use storage followers if long-term. Store ammunition in a cool, dry place and inspect rounds periodically for corrosion or dents. 6. Parts replacement and upgrades. When to swap stuff out. You don't need to upgrade everything, but some parts wear. Replace springs and extractors at targeted intervals, or if you spot deformation. If your optic mount starts losing zero or a stock cracks, don't delay, replace it. Buy spares for high-wear items, magazine springs, recoil springs, so you can swap quickly if something goes south. 7. Simple troubleshooting tips. Quick fixes in the field. Failure to feed. Check the magazine first. Swap a fresh mag. Failure to eject. Clean the gas system and inspect the extractor. Light primer strikes. Clean the firing pin channel and ensure proper firing pin protrusion. Knowing a few common fixes keeps frustration low and confidence high. 8. Professional help. When to visit a gunsmith. If you see cracking in the receiver, severe headspace concerns, or repeated unexplained malfunctions, take it to a qualified gunsmith. Don't attempt major repairs beyond your skill level. Safety and reliability are non-negotiable. Part 8. Final recommendations and buyer's checklist. If you've followed this far, you know the drill. Don't buy on impulse. Match the rifle to your real needs and train with what you own. Here's a compact, no-nonsense checklist to help you buy smart and own responsibly. Quick decision flow. Identify your mission. Home defense, homestead protection, rural patrol, or general preparedness? Pick the rifle that's purpose-built for that role. Set a budget. Include the rifle, reliable magazines, a basic optic, spare mags, ammunition for training, and a simple maintenance kit. Pick a reputable maker. Choose a manufacturer or builder with clear specs, good customer service, and accessible parts. Confirm legal compliance. Check state and local laws for feature limits, magazine capacity rules, and transport requirements before purchase. The practical buy list, what to walk out with. The rifle, try it in hand first if possible. At least 3 quality magazines, same brand when feasible. A durable low-power optic, 1XX red dot for most users. A reliable sling and basic holstering carry solution for storage or vehicle use. Cleaning kit and light lubricant. A box or 2 of the defensive ammo you plan to trust, and a larger quantity of affordable practice ammo. Field test before you commit. Shoulder the rifle and check comfort and balance. Dry fire to test controls and ergonomics. If possible, fire a few rounds of both practice and defensive loads to ensure reliable function and acceptable recoil. Verify magazine compatibility and lockup. Nothing kills reliability faster than a bad mag. Training and integration plan, first 90 days. Week 1 to 2, safety basics, dry fire manipulations, and familiarization. Week 3 to 6, live fire fundamentals. 200-500 rounds of practice focusing on sight alignment, trigger press, and reloads. Month 3, scenario drills, working from cover, and malfunction clearing under mild stress. Ongoing, monthly maintenance, and quarterly full inspections. Red flags to avoid. No warranty or no clear parts support from the seller. Suspiciously cheap magazines or mystery brand components. A rifle that hurts your shoulder or is impossible to control. Comfort matters. Sellers who pressure you to buy before you test or inspect the rifle. Keep it simple. Keep it ready. The best rifle is the one you'll use, maintain, and train with consistently. For a huge number of Americans, a well-chosen, modern AK pattern rifle checks more practical boxes than the flashiest options on the market. It's rugged, inexpensive to run, and forgiving. Exactly what you want when life gets messy. Make thoughtful purchases, practice deliberately, and treat readiness as a long-term habit, not a one-time shopping spree. Do that, and you'll have a capable, low-drama rifle that serves you and your family for years to come.